there. This is the book review for chapter number 10 of Get Out of Your Head by Jeannie Allen. And the chapter is entitled Unafraid. I Choose to Surrender to God. What a wonderful title. And she talked about the two words that the enemy comes to really hold us captive. And those two words are, what if? How many times have you said that? I mean, when I read those words, I was like, that is so much a part of my thought process. But then she followed it up with, because God. And that is our cancellation to the what ifs in our life. So one of the printables that you'll receive this for this chapter is a what if because God guide. So I want you to jot down all your what ifs and then write down your because God reasons. And you can find those in the Word of God. This further underscores the thought that we have a choice, that we don't have to live in fear. And she took us through the thought spiral and allowing our emotions to pass through. I surrender to Christ. If we surrender our fears to God, then it will navigate through that spiral and we can have our because God and not our what ifs, and lands us into having that correct response, and our actions will reflect that we choose to surrender our fears to God. In the section, What is Real?, she talks about one of the biggest defenses we have against fear, and it's truth. It is just recognizing what the Word says and being able to speak that over any fear or any what ifs that arise in our lives. On page 115, she provides us with a diagram, a resource, a tool that we can use. It's a 4-part grid, and so I will be providing that for you as a printable. And I liked it because it says, first, grab the thought. What is it? And it could be a what if. It could be just another thought that passes through your mind. And then you're going to diagnose the thought, and that question you'll ask, is it true? Yes. And then you'll take, the final step is to take it to God. And that question is, what does God say about it? And then finally, you have to make that choice. And the question there is, am I going to believe God? So as a thought surfaces, take it through that model. What is the thought? Diagnose the thought, take it to God, and make a choice. Ultimately, we rest in knowing that God is in control. Once we know that, we can just rest and say, okay, God, take the wheel and go along for the ride that Christ has, living out the purpose that He's intended our lives for. Just rest in knowing God is in control. We can trust that. I loved how she shared a story about her friend Jackie. And one of the things that stood out to me was that when Jackie was facing a season of infertility, that her friends surrounded her and they loaned her their faith. That just sounded so beautiful to me. And that's another value of the community we talked about in chapter 9, that tribe that you build, that you can reach out to your sisterhood, that you can reach out to those who are part of that tribe, and you can reach into their resources, have them pray for you and intercede for your life, loan them your faith. One thing that we have to recognize is that we are subject to God's timing. We have exactly what we need when we need it. We have to believe that. And to that question, do we believe that? Yes. Can we fully say that we trust God? If we trust Him, we also trust His timing. She concluded her chapter by talking about a time when she was reaching the peak of anxiety, and she reached out to a friend and how that friend fought for her. And that's one of the things that I want to encourage you to know. For those of you who are part of Roses and Thorns, that's the heart behind Roses and Thorns, is having a sisterhood that you can lean on that is willing to fight for you. And I am thrilled to be walking with you on this journey. So until we connect again for chapter number 11, continue reading. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, as well as when we have the opportunity to dialogue about everything that you gained from this chapter. Be sure to go to the website, www.rosesandthorns.org, and there you'll know to go to the Roses and Thorns menu. Once it opens up, choose book club, and there are all the resources. So I will post this video along with the printables for this chapter. You'll notice that I redesigned the fillable for your notes, and hopefully you like the change. But I'm looking forward to your feedback. Again, I'm enjoying reading with you. Until next chapter.